Whoa! Did Jill Biden just throw political shade with a pantsuit? And did Joe just admit Kamala Harris used to argue like hell with him in the White House? Yep, the rumors of a silent feud between the First Lady and the former Vice President just exploded back into the headlines, and things are getting spicier than a Capitol Hill chili cook-off. Welcome back to Rapid Media Channel, your go-to spot for the wildest stories in politics, all served with facts, flair, and a pinch of snark. If you thought the 2024 election was the peak of political drama, oh buddy, you haven't seen anything yet. Let's break it down. Former President Joe Biden recently made an appearance on The View, and let's just say, it wasn't your typical PR puff piece. In a rare moment of honesty, Joe revealed that he and Kamala Harris argued like hell during their time in the White House. While he insisted the arguments were part of a healthy working relationship, that little nugget of truth cracked. The door wide open on long-standing feud rumors. Funny aside, if yelling in the West Wing is healthy, then my old college group projects were basically therapy sessions, but that wasn't all Joe had to say. He weighed in on Kamala's 2024 election loss, claiming sexist and racist attacks played a significant role. He sounded disappointed, but not shocked. And for the record, he denied ever coaching Kamala to parrot his policies during her campaign, basically saying, "Hey, she said that on her own." Quick laugh. Miscommunications in politics? That's like blaming your dog for eating the Constitution. Classic. Now let's rewind to where this all may have started. It was 2019, during a fiery Democratic primary debate. Kamala Harris went after Joe for his past work with segregationist senators, a moment that made headlines and sent Jill Biden's blood pressure straight through the roof. Jill defended Joe publicly, saying voters knew his values and weren't buying Harris's implication. But, privately, according to journalist Edward Isaac Doveray's book Battle for the Soul, Jill said, quote, "Go fuck yourself," in reference to Kamala's attack. Yikes. Nothing says family unity like an F-bomb over brunch. Witty jab. If Jill ever writes a memoir, the audiobook better come with popcorn. Even after Joe and Kamala patched things up and ran together in 2020, the tension between Kamala and Jill didn't seem to go away. Rumors swirled again in 2024 when Joe dropped out of the race and gave Kamala his endorsement. Apparently that decision didn't sit well with Jill. One anonymous source told the Daily Mail that Jill resented the Democratic establishment for pressuring Joe to step aside, and that her distrust extended to basically everyone zinger. Time. Jill might be the only person in D.C. who could hold a grudge against both the Obamas and Kamala in the same lunch break. Now for the fashion twist. In a recent appearance, Jill wore a bold red pantsuit, eerily similar to the one she wore on Election Day. Social media exploded. Was it a subtle protest, a political fashion statement, or just a laundry day decision? We may never know, but conspiracy theorists on X, formerly Twitter, had a field day. Side chuckle, either Jill is playing 4D chess with her wardrobe, or she just really likes red. Who knew drama came with a blazer? So here's the million-dollar question. Is there really bad blood between Jill Biden and Kamala Harris? Or are we all just reading way too much into a couple of spicy interviews and a power suit? That's where you come in. What's your take on this political soap opera? Are we seeing cracks in the Democratic power structure? Or is this just another media-made mountain out of a molehill? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read them all, even the ones that are spicier than Jill's wardrobe. And if you enjoyed this dive into DC drama, go ahead and hit that like button, share it with your favorite political junkie, and make sure to subscribe to Rapid Media for more wild political tales with a twist of humor. Until next time, stay informed, stay opinionated, and hey, keep an eye on those pantsuits.